Hello everybody, my name is Suyash. You're watching Mind Body Spirit. Today I want to make the second part of a series that we started a couple of weeks back about how to become more likable, how to make people like us, how to spread happiness wherever we go, and basically to become the source of positivity so that we can spread positivity where we go. And I'm really excited about this video, and let's get started. In life, we have several needs. Of course, we have infinite number of wants as well. But if we are talking about needs, we have several of them. So, for example, we need food. We need proper nutrition to maintain a healthy body. Similarly, we need clothes. So, protection against the weather, against extreme heat, extreme cold, against all of that, we need to have these clothes that will protect us from that. We need a general sense of safety and security. So, for that, we need a roof on top of our heads and we need locks on our doors so that we feel safe and we feel that everything will be okay in the next moment and in the future, right? And almost all of these needs and the other needs that we have, almost all of them are fulfilled. There is one need that it's very rare for a lot of people for those needs to be fulfilled, and that need is our craving for importance, our craving for appreciation, our craving for praises. We all have this need to feel great. We all have this need to feel like we have accomplished a lot, and the need to feel appreciated. This particular need, I feel, is often not completed and often not fulfilled. And if we trace this need back in time, we'll see that since time immemorial, human beings have had this craving to feel great and to feel really important. So these kings and queens have had titles in their names: the mighty, the great, right? His Majesty, Her Royal Highness, His Royal Highness, His Excellency, your honor, and all of these things. So we have created this system is in place so that if we can achieve just this, then we will get this much of importance from the world, and people crave for that, people work really hard for that, and people really want to achieve that. Now, an ordinary person like me, when I go out into the world, I don't encounter kings or queens. I personally have never met a king or a queen. I've also never met a president, but I keep meeting countless people that have the same craving to be appreciated, to feel great, and to feel important. It's not just the people that are actually great that had that craving and so they became like that. No, it's everybody, each one of us, myself included, you, the person watching this video, and each and every person that we meet in the world. Everybody has this craving, everybody wants to feel appreciated. Now, as a person that has this wish to spread positivity where I go, and also as a person that has this wish to be liked by others, what is my duty? What can I do to solve both of these? What I can do is, people are craving for appreciation, I can give it to them. And so when I start doing that, I make friends wherever I go. Oftentimes, what is actually stopping us from appreciating a person is this feeling that that person is getting paid for whatever he's doing. And often another thing that happens is everything is going right, we don't appreciate, but a little thing, a little bit of it goes wrong, and our fuse goes off, and we just start becoming angry and we become belligerent, and we may even shout or scream at that person. Treat others how we treat ourselves. We treat ourselves exactly in the opposite way. When we do something wrong, we justify it. Hey, but the circumstances are like that, I was really stressed, that person actually made me stressed, that is why my mind was not in the right place, and that's why I committed this error. On the other hand, when we do something nice, we appreciate something very little, not even something big, something small that we do nicely, we appreciate ourselves so much. Oh, I'm such a wonderful person, what a great job I've done, it's excellent. And we expect others to praise us as well. With others, we are exactly the opposite. Everything is going right, we won't utter a word, but something goes wrong and we start complaining, and we may even reprimand that person. We were talking about how a person is paid. My personal philosophy is that this payment and appreciation, I keep these two absolutely separate. Even if I'm paying a person for a particular service, or maybe his or her boss is paying for that service, appreciation is something entirely different. It has got nothing to do with if you're being paid or not, because yes, a person craves for money also, because money is able to fulfill a lot of other needs, but this craving for appreciation is something completely different. And so wherever I go, I appreciate people. We can start with our family. So in our family, we have, in our family dealings, a lot of time one family member does something for the other, and often we take them for granted. Of course they'll do it, of course she'll do it, she's my mom. But if you can just appreciate what she's doing for you, it will make her so happy, it's incredible. In Indian radio, while I'm driving, I am listening to the radio, and often on the radio there is an ad nowadays where two women are talking, and one woman says to the other, you know what, my husband said thank you to me. And the other woman is absolutely surprised. Hey, for what did he say thank you to you? What he said thank you to that wife apparently is the product, of which the ad was. So, something like that. But they were so surprised that the husband actually said thank you. Is that how most married couples are? You don't say thank you to each other? I mean, come on, that will totally change your relationship. So be very honest, of course. Don't flatter. Flattery is insincere appreciation. Be very sincere, be very genuine in your appreciation. But as soon as you encounter something good that is happening, as soon as you see that somebody else, even though they may be a close relative who you have till now taken for granted, even then just observe that something good is happening and somebody else is doing something really good for you, and appreciate that. Say thank you and praise it in a few words. Just elaborate a little bit, not just thank you. Often how I like to praise people, when I genuinely have praise for them, what I do is I just tell them that, what, thank you so much. And also I go into a little bit of detail. And so one example that I would like to tell you from my own personal experience, where I have been consistently practicing what I'm actually talking about in this video, is whenever I go to shop. So let's say there is a store, and in that particular part of the store there is a salesperson, and that salesperson has been helping me with my purchase. Finally I select everything that I have to purchase, and now I'm going to the payment counter. Before going, I'll say thank you. Now everybody says thank you, right? But it's a curt thank you, it's a small thank you, it's a very brief thank you. Hey, thank you. Like that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just going into a little bit of detail as to why I am thanking that person. And that actually makes, in the eyes of the person that I'm thanking, the salesperson, that is what actually makes the thank you or the appreciation genuine. So what I'll normally say something like, thank you so much, you really helped me choose the clothes. And this particular shirt that I bought, I was not even looking at it, but you have this eye, and you're really good at your job, because you told me that this will look good on me, and I didn't really believe you at first, but then when I tried it, it's excellent, and now I'm purchasing it. Or something like that, something genuine that actually happened, and something that he helped me with. I would really remember that, and when I'm just parting ways with him, I would appreciate him. Now that, what that would do is, that person would just, would just shine like anything. That person would just beam, and he would become so happy, or she would become so happy. And I then realize, and I'm reminded, that this is so rare. It is so rare that a person appreciates another person for doing their job. Normally I think people would be like, they have absolutely no qualms about actually screaming at them and shouting at them, and berating them for not doing their job properly in case they are late or something, or if not to this extreme, then at least being a little bit rude to them or not saying thank you at all. But when they do something right, nobody is there to appreciate them. It's really rare. When I appreciate them, they really feel so happy. And then what will happen is, maybe 2 months, 3 months later, I again go to that store, and I'm at some different part of the shop, because now I'm purchasing something different, and some other salesperson is actually taking care of me. But that person would observe me from a distance, and then he would come. Often feel a tap or something like that, and that person would introduce himself. Sir, you came 3 months back, and I remember you. So if you need any help, just let me know. So that person remembers me out of hundreds of customers that he has encountered since that time, and he remembers me because I appreciated what he did for me, and he actually and genuinely felt really happy as a result of that. And so this should be our habit. We should be habitually making people happier. We should be habitually making people's days better. And when we do that, them wanting to do something in return for us happens naturally, because we are not indulging in flattery, insincere appreciation, so that they can do something for us. We are not doing that. We are getting into the habit of just appreciating everybody that we come across. And so out of that everybody, a lot of people would want to do something in return for us. And so what happens is that wherever I go, people are, because they are happy with me, and because I made them happy, not so that they would do something for me, just because I am already in the habit of making people happy, but because they are happy, automatically the other part is taken care of, so they want to do something for me. So if I'm in a hotel, if I'm in a shop, if I'm in a cab, I am normally treated better than the other customer. I mean, I'm telling you this very honestly, and maybe I'm bragging a little bit, but it's the fact that where I go, everybody knows me by name, and they really give me a little bit more respect than the everyday guy, because they recognize me as a person that really appreciates them, and that makes them happy, and in return they want to make me happy. And so this is not being selfish, and that's why I'm appreciating others. It's just that I'm appreciating others, and that's why they appreciate me in return. And so the repercussions of this in my life have been absolutely astounding, because in my personal life, I've made so many friends. Wherever I go, you're traveling, there is a guy in front of you in the train, near you, on a flight, and if you observe the frequency with which people praise themselves in a conversation, it's really amusing. Everybody wants to praise himself. Now when you do that for them, when you find something about them that is really worth praising, and you actually muster up the courage to actually say that, you speak that, you praise them, that makes them so happy with you, and it makes them feel something that they are able to very rarely feel, and so they want to become your friend. And I've made so many friends like this. And so in your personal life, you'll make so many friends, you'll have friends everywhere. And in your professional life, your professional network will just keep growing. There'll be no stopping it, because if wherever you go, whoever you meet, that person really likes you, and that person wants to be a part of your professional network and wants to make you a part of their professional network. So in my personal life, in my professional life, I have had so many successes simply as a direct result of this particular habit. The people that work with me, they're really happy with me, because in a normal employer-employee relationship, what happens is that if everything is going right, don't say anything. They're being paid to do their work, it's their job. But when something goes wrong, just start shouting and screaming at them. I try to be at least completely different. So when everything is going right, I appreciate them. When something goes wrong, I of course point out the mistake, but then I also appreciate that, what, it's been so long, since such a long time you've been doing this so wonderfully, so there's this mistake, just repair this particular thing and then everything will be fine. Otherwise you're doing a jolly good job, you're a great team player and this and that. And so I would appreciate whatever it is that is to be appreciated about that person, while pointing out that this is a minute thing that you need to correct. And that creates a wonderful relationship between a professional team. Because they're getting paid, they don't need to be appreciated. I absolutely don't agree with this. Money is something that they really need, but also appreciation is something totally different that they need. One cannot be in lieu of the other, that because I'm paying them, I don't need to appreciate them. Not at all. If you are paying them, also appreciate them, and then they will become this rock solid person in your team, a powerful person in your team that will take your team or the company or the organization, whatever the case may be, to greater heights. Right? And this is, I think, one of the biggest secrets of actually making team players. If you appreciate them, if you make them feel as if it's their personal accomplishment, whatever the team is doing, it's the personal accomplishment of each and every person that made it happen, that will create a wonderful team player. Right? So personal life, professional life, this has really created a big difference in all spheres of my life, and I really recommend that you try it as well. And when something great happens with you in this life as a result of following what I've told you in this video, just come back to this video and share your experience with us, so that the other viewers that watch this video can also be motivated. Okay? Or any other experience that you've already had with this, make sure you share with us in the comment section down below. Now that's all I wanted to talk about in this video. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. Any comments or feedback, use the comment section down below, and make sure you subscribe, because now I'm frequently coming up with new videos. It would be just wonderful to connect with you in a better way. As always, it was a pleasure to talk to you in this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.